Welcome to Astro Supersport and welcome to Old Trafford for the final home game of the season for Manchester United, in a season where there certainly has been more ups than they were down. They are of course vying for Champions League spots. Just 1 point will be enough in the final home games, final 2 games in fact of the season, including this one, as they welcome the Blues of London in Chelsea, who are set to record a bottom half finish in the Premier League this season for the first time since 95-96, a season you're familiar with, Scott.
Oh, Michelle, I can't believe we're starting with that, for goodness sake. Yes, OK, it's true, it's true.
Right. So I am here with Scott Minto and René Meulensteen as well to talk about what will be a very exciting match here today, but I apologise for having to brought that up.
No, you don't apologise. I know what you guys are like. The last time I was working with you, you were saying about one weekend all my teams had lost, and that was your first question, your first point as well, but that's OK.
To be fair, you won the FA Cup the season after, so you know that all is well.
Thank you.
Is well, Scott. Now, René, it's a big game here today for Manchester United. They've had what has been, I guess, arguably a fairly successful season, the first trophy in 6 years. But with that trophy already in hand, is the same amount of importance still placed on Champions League for next season?
Oh, absolutely, Michelle. And the thing with this game, normally, this game against Chelsea, and I'm sure Scott will agree, 2 games before the end should be a game that could decide the title. That's where United want to get back to. That's where Chelsea's want to get back to. But now, like you said, Man United already have 1 trophy, the League Cup. Getting to Champions League is very, very important for them. So I'm sure they want to get it over the line tonight.
Would it not already been a successful season with already that trophy in hand?
I think a trophy is good, but Manchester United is a club that needs to be in the Champions League. Look, to try and chase Manchester City, I think, you know, no team can do it at the moment. They're that far ahead. So when you think about where United were before Ten Hag came in, when you think about where United were after that Brentford game, a million miles from being in a Champions League place. So what Ten Hag has done, I think, first of all, the Champions League place is really important. And then secondly, 1 trophy, maybe 2, although that's probably doubtful. I think it will be seen as a very good season.
I think this ground of all grounds belongs in the Champions League, really. Mason Mount, on the other hand, are also chasing for his future. Could he be playing on this pitch next season, René, in a red shirt instead of a blue, you think? I mean, we all know about the reports that's been circulating that he is leaning towards a move to Manchester United over the other clubs. Is a move like that, does that make sense on both perspectives, on Mason Mount's side and also on Manchester United?
Well, for Mason, if he's not happy where he is at the moment, for whatever reason, I find it when the news broke, I thought that can't be true. I like Mason Mount as a player, I really do. He's a versatile player, he can create things, he brings energy to the team. And could I see him play here for United? Yeah, I can see United, why, when he becomes available, why United want to bring him here. Because he's got so much upside, so much potential. He's still young, he's already played so many games at the highest level, so it's going to be really interesting to see if that's going to happen.
I mean, from a Chelsea's perspective, you're going to be sad to see him go because of what he represents, really. Absolutely,
Michelle. I mean, there's 2 points to it. One, what he represents, coming through the academy, just being a special player in that sense. He's one of their own. But also, even if you put that to one side, he's good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club. He's good enough to play for almost any club in the country. Not surprised to see United and maybe Arsenal and Liverpool as well be interested in him. And as René says, he's one of those players who I don't think he's appreciated by the public as much as within football. He's so good on the ball. He's very good without the ball as well. He's football intelligent. He knows the technical...
But what will he bring to this Manchester United midfield when you compare him to the likes of whoever's already in that midfield, Christian Eriksen and the likes of Bruno Fernandes?
Well, first of all, his versatility. He can play in any position. We were talking earlier, René, weren't we, about how he can play out wide, he can play as an 8, he can play as a 10 if need be, and also as a 6. So it depends on how well others are playing, injury, suspensions, but he would, I think, he's probably best positioned as an 8. You know, really bombing on from central and being in that position. But because he's so good and so football intelligent, he can play almost anywhere.
But if United wants to get back to where they need to be, they need to have strength, the strength and depth of the squad. Because you cannot have all the players play the same games of the same magnitude. And you would add massive quality to this squad.
I think it'd be a big blow for Chelsea. You talk about what he represents as well, and I get the feeling it's not so much that he really wants to leave Chelsea, but he's not happy in the way the contract has dealt with him. He's got 1 year left. We know that the owners have come in and basically wants 7- and 8-year contracts.
Yeah.
That takes him pretty much till he's 30. So that's almost 2 contracts in one. So he needs to make sure that that next contract, if it's going to be a 7- or 8-year contract, has to be absolutely spot on. And if it's not, well, you know, I don't blame you for going, but I'd be really sad to see him leave the bridge.